Track wrestling with Jim Miller, 10-time national championship coach for Wartburg, 21 consecutive Iowa Conference championships, and newly named director of the National Wrestling Hall of Fame Dan Gable Museum. You're from Waterloo. Dan Gable Museum is in Waterloo, and we're standing in front of the house where it started for you. This is where you grew up. And tell us about this house.
Yeah, 802 Colorado, man. 802 Colorado. I was born here, graduated high school. We were still here. I was the youngest of 6 kids. Mom and Dad slept on a fold-out couch the first 15 years of my life, and you know, came from humble beginnings, but had everything we needed, and you know, it's kind of full circle for me. You know, coming back to Waterloo, the Gable Museum. I grew up watching Dan Gable, and just a new part of my life journey.
You go from Waterloo East, you go to Northern Iowa, you go to Charles City, Riceville before that, back to Northern Iowa, then to Wartburg. Now you're here back in Waterloo. When you get that opportunity to come full circle, what does that feel like at this phase of your career?
It feels darn good, and I'm excited about it. And you know, so many people that are from this community and beyond the Cedar Valley and so forth have reached out already, and just feels good. And I'm looking forward to I'm going to jump in with both feet and see what we can do with the Gable Museum and try to help lift up wrestling and, you know, in this community, the state, and beyond.
When you say Gable, you say Miller together, 25 NCAA championships, team championships as coach together. That's a lot of star power from Waterloo. How are you going to utilize Gable to take this organization to the next level?
Well, obviously you got name recognition, and when Gable walks in, everybody pays attention. But you know, it's going to be fun for me, you know. And Dan Gable, probably the only guy that has more national titles than me, right? Now I'm hanging out with that guy, which is going to lift me up. I'm hoping I think we motivate each other. You know, Dan actually told me, say, I'm 70 years old now, I need motivation. So that's part of my job, to help motivate him. And I know he motivates me and has my whole life.
What was it like growing up with Gable being from Waterloo? You're a little bit younger. What was that legacy like, watching that?
Oh man, Waterloo at that time was such just a great place to grow up. And in the sport of wrestling, I mean, a guy named Russ Smith with Waterloo Courier had wrestling on the front page every week during wrestling season. And you know, Gable even brought more attention to the sport, being undefeated, 3-time state champion, all that kind of thing. And so I was really lucky to come grow up during that time. And you know, I know we want to try to get some of that back. But for me, I felt you know, my brothers wrestled, and so that helped me get into the sport. And you know, I was just very fortunate. The people that influenced me the most in life, besides my parents and family, was my wrestling coaches. And so I felt very fortunate about that.
What would your parents think right now?
Well, all the things that I've been fortunate enough to be a part of, they'd be very proud and amazed, actually, probably. But I'd want them along for the ride. You know, I haven't had them with me for a number of years, but I know they'd be very proud and supportive, like they always were throughout my whole life.
Your catchphrase is "Do it anyway." You going to do it anyway here?
Yeah, we're going to do it anyway. We're going to do it anyway. You know, I don't know how many changes there'll be there. We'll probably be playing some Motown in the museum. That might not ever happen, but we're going to be doing some of that. And you know, I want to get some people on board, get them a front row seat, and I'm excited to try to help the sport of wrestling and athletics all around. You know, just, you know, the things that I learned in wrestling are lessons, life lessons that resonate with everybody that wants to be successful, whether you've wrestled or not. And so those are some of the things we want to try to bring out and advance the legacy of obviously the Gable Museum, but also the sport and beyond.
Congratulations. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks. Appreciate it.